On Longland, and there it features the #1 player in the world, Martina Hingis, against the 16th seed, Barbara Paulus from Hinterbrühl in Austria. And look at that score. Hingis won the first set 6-3, and then Paulus with a bagel 6-love in the second, and then Hingis with an early break here in the third, and it's Paulus serving at love 2.
Martina Hingis really showed the impatience of her youth that second set. You know, sometimes I've seen her play a couple matches where she gets impatient. She goes for a little bit too much. It almost looks like she's tanking the match, but she's always shown us that she has the ability to raise her game to a higher level. So let's see if she can do this now in the third set.
And Paulus, well, she doesn't have a lot of big weapons. She is so consistent, gets the ball back into the court, makes you play. And that kind of solid work moved her into the top 10 for the first time last November. Made quite a comeback from all of her injury years. Another line by Hingis.
And now the shot's starting to fall in the court. Barbara Paulus, certainly not a big name, not one that a lot of Americans would recognize, but the players believe me. They respect her. She's an excellent clay court player. She hits the ball very consistently, but very deep with a lot of topspin, so it really keeps you back 6-8 feet behind the baseline.
But how fragile the mood of this game. Paulus to win the second set 6-love against the world's #1 ranked player, and now having trouble winning a point. Love 30. That pinpoint accuracy of Hingis. Triple breaker.
Well, she's getting down to business, too. You could see by that look on her face. And she's certainly raised her game to a higher level.
Second match in this championship that Hingis has had to dig down deep. She was all but out at the hands of Gloria Pizzichini of Italy, who was serving for a 5-3 2-set lead, had won the opening set against her in the second round, and fell apart, said she was afraid to win.
Well, she's had an unpredictable tournament. Then she played brilliantly yesterday against Anya Kournikova, won very easily, and then she plays like this today. So she's had so far 2 brilliant matches and 2 very sloppy matches.
Faults. So second serve at love 40. Down love 2 is Barbara Paulus. One break point saved. This match is Paulus's best Grand Slam effort, a 4th round, twice in the Australian and twice the U.S. Open. First time she's advanced this deep into the championship here in Paris. 15-40.
This really shows the depth of women's tennis, because Martina Hingis, the first seed, has gone 3 sets twice this first week. Monica Seles, Steffi Graf, they've all lost a set the first week. 10 years ago, they would lose 3 games a match the first week.
That's right. It would be one of our main statistics. How quick were the matches for the top players and how few games they would surrender to their opponents. Paulus trying to dig out a love 40, could not. Another break for Martina Hingis, who now takes command 3-love in the deciding set.
I've been playing only one match my entire life, and it's late in the 4th set. And I'm feeling strong. And my opponent, history, is looking over at me. wondering what to do.
Nike presents From the Baseline.
The Three Musketeers of literature, famed for their swordplay, but the Musketeers of whom France is most proud were the four who brandished their tennis rackets and ruled the world during the 1920s. 70 years ago, they blended to take the Davis Cup away from the United States. They kept it nearly a decade. And because of them, Stade Roland Garros was built to accommodate the crowds who wanted to see them. Sorry, I'm not cyberspacey. I'm not an internet. I don't live in a spider website. So, when a computer tells me that Martina Hingis is #1 in the world, I simply say, no, I don't believe it. For me, #1 is Steffi Graf. Steffi Graf has been hurt so many times, she's the Blue Cross babe, but she always bounces back to win the majors. Now, until Martina Hingis starts knocking off Steffi Graf in places like this, Stade Roland Garros, Steffi will remain #1 in my computer.
All right, Bud, what do you think, Chris?
It pains me to say this, but I have to agree with Bud on this one issue. I think that, first of all, it's interesting that when Monica was stabbed, Steffi Graf, that's when she slid into the #1 spot. And then when Steffi Graf was injured, her knee, Martina Hingis slid into the #1 spot. So I just wish they'd play each other head-to-head. Just, resolve this once and for all.
Of course, it could happen here. Graf in the bottom half of the draw. Number 2 seed has advanced with the win today, and Hingis has done nothing but win all year. She goes for her 35th in a row, and some are counting 3 in the Hopman Cup that would give her 38 wins without a loss and winning 6 consecutive titles.
Well, whatever happens with the emergence of Martina Hingis, I think it would be great for Steffi Graf because it'll keep her in the game and get her motivated and inspired for the next few years. I think she was becoming a little bored there for a while. And I think that was what Martina Hingis was the second set. I think she was a little bored that second set and became restless and started going for a little too much, but the word out on her knee is that it's 100%. It's fine, but as with anyone who has a first injury, she's favoring it, and she's a bit tentative when she's moving. It's more like she anticipates something's going to hurt.
40-15. Now, sure everyone knows, but just underlying that injury, it was a little more than 5 weeks ago. She was riding her horse, was thrown, suffered a knee injury, required arthroscopic surgery. 40-30 on that error. And many felt she was fortunate that could have been career-ending, and the likeness to Little Mo Connolly, who was the great Grand Slam champion of the 50s, whose career was shortened by an accident while riding a horse in her home of San Diego, California. So Hingis with a put-away, and apparently she's about to do just that to Barbara Paulus, up 4-love in the third.
Wednesday, hold everything! Whoa, an all-new episode in the summer? Yes, Wednesday's Men Behaving Badly is all new! Great! A sizzling all-new episode with an all-new Jamie? Oh, he's the same. It's the show that's all new! Right after News Radio NBC Wednesday.
It's Toyota's 40th anniversary. And deals at your Toyota dealer still offer unbeatable all-around value. Like Corolla, lease right now for only $189 a month with air, power steering, deluxe radio, and more. Or you can still buy and save $900 with incentives on the car that's been a benchmark of Toyota quality for over 29 years. It's a great time to buy, but hurry, your Toyota dealer's 40th anniversary sales event ends this month.
Inside this building, 5 small and medium-sized businesses are connected to a new kind of phone company. Windstar has local, long-distance, internet services, and more. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can speak with real, live human beings who can handle any situation with efficiency and grace. Get ready to see things from a phone company you've never seen before. Call 1-888-WINSTAR. We're the new phone company.
Len Berman, weeknights at 11, only on News Channel 4. The 1997 French Open is brought to you by the Principal Financial Group. For over a century, your edge in retirement, insurance, and investment products. By Ericsson. Be ready for anything with a reliable Ericsson cellular phone. And by the Nicoderm CQ Stop Smoking Patch. You bring a commitment. Nicoderm CQ brings the rest.
On a most unusual scoreboard, Hingis 6-3 and then losing at love and now leads for love in the third as Paulus serves.
Well, Martina Hingis is unbeaten this year, but hopefully the players were watching that second set in the locker room. That'll give them some hope. Show that she is human. She's not invincible.
Just on the line. And
she has such perfect balance. Watch the way she hits this ball. Her upper body is completely still. She gets the power from her legs. She really explodes into the ball.
why is it in this game when you're having trouble you never get the lines, and then when you're really cruising it just seems everything goes your way?
Because you're relaxed.
Paulus with a double fault, 12-30 and really struggling now. It's been the worst of her game on this afternoon after giving the underdog fans some real hope with that second set performance. We're trying to awaken that now. What hands from Hingis to keep that point alive.
Martina in a lot better mood. That second set, she looked a bit grouchy. But she feels on track right now. She knows everything's going her way.
Another triple breaker for Hingis to go 5-love.
Just Jones.
Hingis always has loved Paris, and she has fond memories. 16 now. When she was just a child of 12, she won the juniors here at 12, competing against kids up to 18 years of age. Prodigy she is, and number one she is. Leads 5-love in the final set.
Reaching your financial goals can be a complex balancing act. At the Principal Financial Group, you will find the strength of our investment performance is your 401k retirement advantage. You will find our flexibility will meet your insurance needs, and you will find the balance of choice and quality you need in health coverage. For over 100 years, the Principal has made the complex simple. That's how we give you an edge. The Principal.
Two nearly identical Porsche 911s, one destined for Le Mans, the other for a quieter life in America. But then again, expecting any Porsche to lead a quiet life may be asking a bit too much.
Hi.
Porsche, there is no substitute.
No, this one's on us, sir.
Right.
FedEx will come to your office to pick up your 2-day package for an extra charge. UPS will come to your office to pick up your 2-day package for an extra charge.
The U.S. Postal Service already comes to your office every day. So we'll pick up your priority mail 2 to 3-day package for free.
So, what's your priority? Switch to priority mail from the U.S. Postal Service.
Ever heard of drive-in claim service? Well, who's your insurance company?
Monday, friends for life.
My surrogate big sister.
Until one sleeps with the other's son.
I didn't mean for this to happen. You can't stop me from seeing her.
A forbidden love she couldn't resist.
She's a kid. What were you thinking?
90210's Brian Austin Green and fired up Sharon Lawrence. A Friend's Betrayal. 8/7 Central, NBC Monday.
Martina Hingis, named after the great Martina Navratilova by her mother Melanie, destined to be a tennis player and living up to all the promises and hopes of a parent as she has progressed up through the kids ranks all the way to #1 in the world, and how quickly that's happened. At age 16, already a Wimbledon champion in doubles, the youngest ever in Wimbledon history, and champion of the Australian Open this year at 16, and now with her eyes on the French, one game away from the quarterfinals against Barbara Paulus, 5-love.
Well, this is one of the benefits of being #1 because the label of #1 is very intimidating for your opponent. Barbara Paulus probably doesn't really believe that she can beat Martina Hingis and can't believe there's good fortune of winning 6-love in the second set.
Low 30.
That's why this game is so psychological. If you could just think that you're playing the ball and not your opponent, it would be a lot easier.
There is something mystifying about the Hingis game. She plays so effortlessly, it looks as if she's not striking the ball that hard. Doesn't look as if she has big weapons. There's no one part of her game that just jumps out at you other than her anticipation.
It's effortless and it's unpredictable. And she'll hit a soft drop shot and then all of a sudden she'll nail the next one. She has such variety and at the same time great court sense. She's always there.
Look at that play.
See, unpredictable. Serve and volley on play. And it wasn't even a volley, was it? With this shot, she lets it bounce before she hits it.
Those hands any good?
Soft hands.
Oh, my. One break point erased. So we talk about variety. She's giving it all to us right here in the one game.
You know, she'll put a powder puff serve in, the next serve she'll ace you. Just never let you get into a rhythm. But she cannot have lapses like she did in the second set against the big girls in the second week of this tournament if she gets there.
And the third break point for Paulus to save face here in the third set. Game not 100% sharp. She'd be the first to admit that, but she's a couple points away from the quarterfinals.
But we know it's there. She showed us against Anya Kournikova yesterday. She played brilliantly. Everything worked. She was great defensively, great offensively, mentally sharp, so we know it's there. It's almost like she has lapses against players maybe she doesn't quite respect as much.
And now finally the match point. there with clenched fists to celebrate the advance to the quarterfinals. The number 1 seed, Martina Hingis, is through. 6-3, love 6, 6, love. And we'll meet the winner of Arantxa Sanchez and Natalie Zvereva in the quarterfinals. Coming up, Monica Seles and Mary Pierce from Court Central at Roland Garros.
French Open Moments, presented by Perrier.
1 year ago, Arantxa Sanchez-Vicario and reigning champion Steffi Graf in the French Open finals for a third time. And this one indeed was a charm. One great nerve-wracking point after another. Graf in the far court, the puncher. Arantxa, the counter-puncher. As it was in their 2 previous meetings, a third set, a marathon 3 hours and 4 minutes, and a tournament record 40th game, Graf finally prevailed. So 9 years after Steffi's first Grand Slam title here in Paris, she wins the French for a 5th time.
Quiet, please.
Enter the Perrier French Open sweepstakes and win a trip for 2 to next year's French Open in Paris. Enter at participating stores, restaurants, and the Perrier website.
And welcome back to Roland Garros. And let's bring you up to date on the results of this busy Sunday. All the women in action. Natalie Zvereva and Arantxa Sanchez-Vicario, and the 2-time French champion Sanchez-Vicario, an off year. She hasn't won in more than a full year and has had some rather embarrassing losses, but not today. In straight sets, she's through against Zvereva, 6-4, 6-2.
No one's really giving Arantxa Sanchez-Vicario a chance for this tournament, but she has reached the quarterfinals. Maybe this will be the tournament to turn her luck around. Even Mayoli Davenport had chances all over the board, up a set and 4 love, but squelched her leads. Disappointing day for the Americans. Again, Nicole Lorentz, disappointing day. Got killed 6-1, 6-1 by Dragomir.
And Amanda Kutzer against Conchita Martinez. And Kutzer, who is one of the more veteran players who has really advanced her game in the last year. And here she is at match point, and a popular victory for Kutzer. So Amanda Kutzer, 6-3 in the third, advances and will meet Steffi Graf in the quarterfinals. She has beaten Graf twice this year, the only woman to defeat Steffi, who after losing the tiebreak to Arina Spurlea, went on 6-2, 6-2 to move to the final 8. So it'll be Hingis, Sanchez-Vicario. The winner of the Seles-Pierce match you're about to see will face an American, either Fernandez or Raymond. Mayoli Dragomir, an upset there, or at least a long shot will advance through, and Kutzer will try to harass Graf one more time, or will Steffi seek revenge? Meanwhile, warming up at Court Central, it'll be Monica Seles and Mary Pierce, and the French crowd will be in the Pierce corner, you can be sure. That action in a moment.
Ah, the stars in your life.